With Trump as president, there is never a slow moment. Without a doubt, no one can say no to that one, no matter what side of the aisle you're on. We had some very interesting news today, which is why I wanted to show you the video today. It's going to have a big effect on the markets again. Things are crazy. Things have been unstable. Things have been all over the place. It doesn't look like it will stop anytime soon. That being said, this might be good or bad for some people. I believe that you can use this to your advantage if you want to. It is possible to make a lot of money if you can handle the ups and downs. This is what we're going to talk about because I really believe it is important. So he made this announcement just now. He says that a lot of drugs are still coming into the US from Mexico and Canada, which is not okay. Large amounts of these drugs, mostly in the form of fentanyl, are made and sent from China. More than 1,000,000 people died last year because of the spread of these drugs, which are very dangerous and easy to become addicted to. Many millions of people have died in the last 20 years, and their families are heartbroken. He then says that the proposed taxes that are set to go into effect on March 4th will in fact happen as planned. On the same day, China will also be charged an extra 10% tax. It will still be possible to trade with each other as of April 2, 2019. Thanks for paying attention to this, really. He's saying that China will have to deal with the fact that these taxes are going up. Because of this, Canada and Mexico will need to handle it. Now, the way the crypto markets act during trade wars is really interesting. That being said, I want to show you guys every time Trump has talked about it and how it affects the markets because we have a full study of that. There is a way for you to make money from this if you are ready. That's a lot of money. Some people are making millions of dollars from this, and some hedge funds and very rich investors are making billions of dollars for their clients. This is really something I want to talk about because it's crazy. We can see that this is about the crypto markets and the trade wars. There have been fears about trade wars since January 20th, and crypto markets have lost $800 billion. Since then, Bitcoin was seen as an autonomous way to protect against risk for more than 10 years. But then something changed. Why does crypto go down? We'll talk about it in this thread. You all know I want to show you the proof, right? Right now, Trump is denying that taxes on Canada and Mexico were put off. You can see a dump right away after that. Then, on February 1, which is when the tariffs began, you can see another huge drop right here. After that, we actually got better. Not long after that, you can see a huge buy-in. So there's a lot of manipulation going on here. The news media falsely reported that the tariffs would be delayed, and then Trump denied that, which led to a huge drop in prices and a lot of institutions selling. Then on February 1, the tariffs started, which caused another huge drop in prices and a lot of institutions selling. Then we go all the way down here, which gets rid of almost all future positions in the market, billions of dollars in liquidations. And then what happens right away, a lot of people buy like way too much. The price action there is completely crazy. A lot of trickery is going on here, and this is just the beginning. Also, this is where the reports about EU tariffs started, right? Of course, we can see that there was a huge drop right after that. Then we see that Trump says the EU will have to pay 25% more in taxes. As you can see, there was another big red candle and a small bounce back. However, it is still a volatile time in the markets, and many institutions are ready to buy these bottoms. I think this is going to happen again, and I don't want you to get scared like a lot of people did before. Let's talk about this some more. At first look, you might think that the trade wars would be good for crypto, but from 2015 to 2023, they actually hurt it. Coins and gold. Right now, Bitcoin and gold are going the opposite way, as you can see below. The market's views have changed, and this is clear. In fact, the moment when President Trump was sworn in on January 20 was almost the peak of crypto. In 5 weeks, the market value has dropped from 3.7 trillion to 2.8 trillion. What's even more interesting is that Trump is the most crypto-friendly president ever, but did change. First, this chart shows that the link between crypto and risky investments has grown very quickly. As you can see below, Bitcoin's price has been very close to the NASDAQ 100 since 2023. The high point of the association between Bitcoin and the S&P 500 was in 2024 when it was 0.88. So what makes this number so accurate? What did this happen? What's the deal with Bitcoin suddenly being right on with the NASDAQ and the S&P 500? Well, it's really very, very easy. This is because big players like BlackRock, hedge funds, and institutions have a lot more access to these markets and a bigger stake in them. They are trying to change Bitcoin in the same way they change risky assets like technology stocks and buyers in those stocks. It's not just BlackRock. A lot of other Wall Street firms do the same thing to make huge profits at your cost. Because of how ETFs work, they can do this well with your money now that they have a big stake in these assets. Investors give them money, and the investors put all of their money into the cryptocurrency ETF. BlackRock then buys the ETF on behalf of the customer, but they can sell the ETFs at any time. It doesn't really matter when money comes in or goes out. They can buy for the amounts about a week after people buy in and then sell 2 weeks later. Doesn't matter. I think it's up to 21 days or something like that. Because they have billions of dollars, they can definitely change the markets. If this is true, it means that Bitcoin moved in sync with the S&P 500 8% of the time. The link between the S&P 500 and NASDAQ over the last 30 days is getting close to 0.4 right now. In the past, when the item was seen as a hedge, there would be a negative correlation. To put it another way, gold is still being used as a hedge. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies aren't doing so well because a lot of big hedge funds probably control most of the supply. This is especially true when you consider that many of them are working together to affect the markets in the ways they are. Even though some of them are working against each other, that's still the general direction. Don't let this take your attention away from what's going on below the surface, though, because there are other things going on as well. It looks like the Texas business and trade community just brought a plan to the Senate floor today. This is truly amazing. Aside from that, the first Solana ETF is shown on the DTCC. Great news. There have been big changes. Another thing we can see is that the SEC is talking about XRP. Based on the memorandum, we can see that XRP is in the core network of computers that use cryptographic protocols. The XRP network is not owned or run by a single company. Instead, its infrastructure is taken care of by a decentralized group of users. People can trade value tokens called XRP on the XRP network. These transactions are kept on a public ledger. XRP can be used to buy things and pay for services. It can also be sent to the XRP network so that it can be changed into fiat currencies like the US dollar at rates set by digital asset sites for each user. Yes, people say that the SEC says XRP is autonomous and not a security, so the main case will be thrown out. Yes, this is taking place. All of these manipulations by organizations are going on below the surface. When Trump talks about trade wars, big banks use this to scare the market and get people to sell their stocks before they buy them back in large amounts, right? Don't let this take your attention away from what's real. Yes, it's possible that the markets will crash even more because of fear. Yesterday, I showed you the Bitcoin fear and greed measure. It was at a very high level of fear, which means the whole market is scared, right? People are still very scared because Trump is talking about tariffs and a trade war with Canada, Mexico, China, and the EU all at the same time. Yes, the future isn't always clear. That much is certain. But what we can do is look at what has happened in the past, right? We can look at ways to make money off of each of these examples. Whether you want to short or buy the dip, there is a chance to make money here. That's fine with me. Of course, we can also see that the SEC is busy. They just finished an investigation into Consensus, which is MetaMask's parent business, right? This is great, truly amazing stuff. It's the SEC's job to close all of these cases that should never have been opened in the first place. All of these court cases that shouldn't have been heard in the first place are being thrown out. Soon there will be good news about XRP. These trade wars may be bad for the short term, but if you follow the methods we talked about in today's video, you can buy now and make a lot of money in the long term. That being said, guys, make sure you use my link below to sign up for BitUNEX. If you do that, you'll be immediately entered into our ongoing competition to trade cryptocurrencies and win huge USDT prizes. Plus, you can use one of the best platforms in the world with some of the fairest fees. Do your buying of the dip on this website, guys, because they're the best at it. We also have a huge deposit bonus going on with BTCC down below. You can get a 10% deposit bonus on your first deposit if you want to sign up. You can also get extra prizes of up to $10,000 per user. For now, pick the exchange that works best for you. See you in the next movie. Please click the like and subscribe button if you like what you see. Goodbye.